What's up, Rich? How are you? Just waiting for Colton here. He should be here any second. How are you? Just waiting for Colton here. He should be here any second. How are you? I'm good, Rich. Jen, what's up? Welcome back to the proceedings this evening. As soon as Colton gets here, we'll get underway. Are you going to show the shoe? Are you going to show the show? No, I'm not airing this show. Just going to talk about it. What was I going to say? Colton's going to be here in a second. He's just running late. Tell me, everyone. What did you guys think? I caught something on my second watching that the episode title was in the car. The ice that, what's his name, drove over. Dexter. I don't know if you missed much with the first 10, 15 minutes. It kind of just shows him getting back into his routine and kind of the scene from the trailer of his girlfriend, Angela Bishop. Yeah, I think I liked it more the second. I don't know. I think I stayed the same. I think I just have one gripe with the episode, but other than that, it is pretty fulfilling. I already forgot what the other big callback was. Oh, it was when he was screaming at him, saying, look at what you did, Bobby Shmurda." Yeah, the episode just finished about. It goes live at midnight. So 12:01 Sunday a.m. the show airs, and yeah, the episode just aired at 9 p.m. I'm sorry if you thought I was airing it. That's definitely not what my intention was. Can you watch it online? If you have the Showtime app, yes, I believe. I imagine it's re-airing. Kind of cool if you did think we were airing it, but well, this is kind of boring without Colton. I don't have anyone to talk to. I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, Steve's the new Harry. And I like that they, I always used to complain about the idea that they kind of just let Dexter get away with everything. It was pretty cool that Deb was calling him out and like why he shouldn't accept Harrison. Colton's in the chat but not in. Is this picking up my mic? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, I apologize. I'm already seeing theories about what the Caldwell integration is going to be, and it's like, damn, you guys are crazy. I'll move my computer back. I can't see. Oh boy. And you know what? Hey, maybe don't post the app in the chat. I don't want my I don't want the stream to be the place where you could illegally find Dexter episodes. If you would just want to say what the app rhymes with. Everything's good with the kid. Everything's good with the kid. He's crawling like a little maniac now. So I have that starting to deal with. LimeWire. Well, I guess just so it's not dead air, I could talk about some stuff. I actually have to find out what that second episode is. I know one of the episodes coming up is too many tuna sandwiches. So I think that's pretty. You know, we see in this episode that Dexter's like, I don't want to say addicted, but he likes the sandwiches, the tuna sandwiches from the Iron Lake Tavern. So I thought that was like, I was like, oh, okay, I could see how that's gonna come up. The next episode is Storm of Fuck. And I don't know, whoever else is in the chat, I feel like I already knew so much of this episode just from watching trailers already. Kind of feel like I knew. I feel like minus the Matt Caldwell stuff, I kind of knew everything that was happening this episode. You know, that's funny you're saying that, just comedy. Yeah, I got excited last night at midnight, and then like today by 9 p.m. I was just like, we're losing that. We're losing that as a society with Netflix just releasing episodes. You know, I think Narcos Mexico season 3 just dropped on Friday, and like as a society we're losing that, like having to be at your television set by a certain time to watch something. You know, I think the only thing you have to do that for used to be Game of Thrones and like sports. You know, you can't. I mean, you can watch sports at a later time, but you know, but you're not gonna wait. Well, most people won't wait. You know, to find out if their team won or not. But yeah, nothing's appointment television anymore. Everything you can just stream. So for me, if they keep releasing the episodes at midnight, it helps out me major in terms of doing the podcast. But yeah, like my excitement is now shifted to Saturday at 12. That's when I'm gonna watch the episode. And you know, what's funny about that is Jen I basically woke up and just started talking about the episode with Jen because, I can't like message anyone at 1 a.m. when I'm finished watching. For podcast wise, I selfishly enjoy it because I get to watch it at night, go to sleep, and then kind of think about it, do like my prep work to discuss the episode. But if I wasn't doing the podcast, I would hope they hold it onto Sunday morning because then it becomes like a Monday talking point. With how much social media we have now, I'm more so looking at Reddit. You're almost behind, by Sunday morning. If you didn't watch the episode when it dropped, you're like behind on everything. So yeah, it's just a changing of the culture, I know I could message you at 1 a.m. I think I more meant like, all right, now I need to get to bed, and then like I enjoyed our chat this morning, Jen, and I feel like that's what we're gonna be doing through the season because like I was telling you, it lets me flush out my thoughts of like, oh, I thought this, but I didn't think this, and just gives it time to I'm glad they didn't drop all 10 episodes at once because how the hell do you avoid all those spoilers? Yeah, I feel like that's something I'm going to have to keep mentioning for people is that these episodes drop at midnight. I saw a few people couldn't see that. But yeah, I'm just glad they didn't batch drop them because I wouldn't have enough time, to like watch all the episodes in one day. And whatever that 10th episode, whatever happens in that 10th episode, spoiler, what was going to happen. I want to play all my sound clips. I got all my sound clips already. Well, if you know what's funny about that? Just comedy. I watched it this morning. I'm sorry. Yeah, I literally watched it. 22 hours ago, and then Marissa woke up this morning and she was like, "Oh, you watched it already without me?" I was like, "No, I was gonna do the rewatch with you." And after we put our child to bed because of the time change, she was like, "I'm so tired, I can't watch it." But she's gonna watch it during the week, and I'm really hoping to get her on an episode. If I have to say what was the funniest moment, and it made me legit laugh out loud, when Dexter goes to swing the knife back at the guy, and I think you guys could hear this. That moment just made me crack up hysteric. I could listen to this all day. I feel like a madman just making myself laugh with it. Yeah, and I think there was one other funny moment that I can't quite think of. Hey, I'm going to do this here. Hey, Bobby Schmerda, I'm sorry. I just don't want this chat to be where people are illegally finding the show. Just so nothing happens to my channel and whatnot. The only way to watch it is through Showtime or Paramount. If there are other ways, I don't know about it. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Ray Speltzer. The clip we played a million times. The fuck. But yeah, I could just. Yeah, you kind of think like you're watching this show, and it kind of feels like the show is missing something. And oh man, Roxanne, I don't want to spoil anything for you. Is it Roxanne? I don't know if you know, um, but these episodes release at midnight, at least Eastern. I'm not sure what time over there, but yeah, they air. So they it's been out for a while. But let me see what's happening with Colton, because if anything, I'll do this solo for now, and I'm sorry, I shouldn't be having
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, I'm on Zencaster. I'm getting Zoom loaded up now, dude. I am so sorry.
We're good. We're good.
Okay, come on. My computer decided to update in the middle of turning on, so
Just you're on the stream,
come
by the
on.
way, because we're live.
I don't give a. Oh, hey everybody.
We I've been just saying what my new favorite sound is. It's when Dexter swings the knife in the guy's face.
Hmm. Background. Oh, the. I get it.
Yeah, Roxanne, come back later.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hey, Roxanne. Goodbye, Roxanne.
Yeah, that's a great point, Just Comedy. I was waiting. When the second time I watched it, I was waiting for the Go Hawks. All right, let me expand this here.
Okay. Oh wait, what the fuck?
No.
What the hell?
What?
Is my camera out?
I don't see you. There you go.
There we go. I am here, everybody. I am sorry.
We're good. We're good.
I blame Dell and uploading at the last minute, apparently. So, was because okay. To be fair, what happened was well, you see what had happened was
What had happened was
I lost Wi-Fi Friday. No, Thursday. Thursday we lost Wi-Fi at our condo, and I called in and they were like, "Oh yeah, there's a major outage in your area." They're like, "We can't get somebody out there until Friday." And I was like, "Well, what's the outage?" I was like, "Maybe I can fix it." I'm not an expert when it comes to the internet, but I have like a little bit of knowledge. And they're like, "No. Like this is like they have to like do lines and shit like that." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not doing any of that." So the guy comes out Friday and he's like, "Man, he's like, you have internet going." And he's like, "It's your router." And I was like, "Well, not to be like arrogant or anything like that." I was like, "But I've got a Nighthawk router, so it's not that." I was like, "It's Netgear. Like all of my equipment's like really nice." And he's like, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, you could try a hard reset. And I was like, okay. So I did a hard reset on everything. I got my modem to work, but the router wouldn't work. So I had to bring my laptop downstairs and do some stuff on that. Couldn't get it running. And I was like, well, what the fuck? I was like, I can't get anything running. I can literally have my modem and that's it. So it would be me like crouched down in the living room on the modem is what I would have been doing. And I was like, I can't do that. I really need Wi-Fi. So all yesterday I sat there messing with that Wi-Fi router, this Nighthawk. It's $180 something router, right? I even ordered a cheap little router to like replace it on the off chance I had to. Sitting there messing with it. And finally I was like, well, let me try a hard reset one more time and see if that fixes it. Did a hard reset on it. Bam, works. That's all. I had to reset it twice, apparently. I don't know. So
Weird.
Now everything's working. I'm back. But yeah, in the meantime, my laptop died from battery and I got it turning on. And of course, it had to do some massive update because it was without internet for 30 hours or whatever. So, yeah. So that was also why I haven't played new Call of Duty. Did you hear there's new Call of Duty? Yeah, there's new Call of Duty. Sorry.
Rubio 727, if anyone wants to add me.
Big C Willie D. I love my name. I'm sorry. I got that in middle school, so I love it. I've been ever since I was playing. Oh, what was that? Oh my God, what was that game we played in middle school? Oh, it was like the first big one. It wasn't Call of Duty. What was it? It was based off of Half-Life. You had to play it with stream. Oh my God, I'm gonna think about it, or somebody else will on here in a little bit. Counter-Strike. That was it. Counter-Strike.
Never played.
Yeah. Oh, it was so much fun. Big C Willie D.
Is that CS:GO?
Oh my God.
Is that what that is?
Huh?
CS:GO.
Yeah. Well, that was like one of the later ones. Yeah, Counter-Strike Go. That was like the later one. Originally, I want to say it was just Counter-Strike. I think. I mean, I don't know. I just remember playing it, and that was the Wild West of online gameplay. So, oh man, that was some good times.
All right, I got everything queued up here. When you're ready,
I'm ready. I mean, I'm the one that was late, so don't let me try to get comfortable. Let's do this.
Yeah, only because right after this, I'm going right into editing, so I'm powering through. All right.
Awesome.
And real quick before we start, you watched the episode, right?
No.
That would be great.
I was just reading the online reviews. I'm going off of that only.
I don't know why, but I think once a day is dramatic. Once every 2 days, I just think about the podcast we did with Dale and them. And then like when we were talking with Zach, and then Zach's like, I don't know what anyone's talking about. Oh God. All right. Let's get in.
They're so good.
All right. I'm starting recording right now. All right.
Okay.
This is Victor, and now that he lost the battle to naming his newborn Garfield, I am joined by Colton. Colton, welcome to Dexter New Blood.
I'm excited to be here, and fucking naming your dog Garfield. No, no, you don't do that. Like, who names their dog? No.
We are here for episode 1. Cold
That dog
Snap.
better eat a lot of lasagna.
According to the blog site Dexter Daily, it's been 2,968 days since the season 8 finale. So it's been
Holy
some
shit.
time. Let's get it out of the way. Initial quick thought of this episode, this pilot / first episode.
I hated it. Not good at all. Horrible. Season 8 is better. Season 8 is honestly the best thing in the world compared to... No, actually, I really liked it. I'm not even going to lie. I really... Like, I was exaggerating there. Like, no, like legitimately, I watched this last night. Now, when I watched it last night, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit drunk, okay, because I've been doing all of this work at the house. I needed to drown out my weak body pains from doing concrete work. So I was a little drunk and I was like, okay, I need to watch this again. So I watched it again today. Same impression. This is my honest to God first impression, maybe because I went into this so low expecting, very good. Like really good. Like it's up there. It's not as good as season 1 or season 4, but it's up there. Very good episode.
I I am with you. I have one gripe that I think may get like ironed out as the season goes on, but I think all in all,
I'm curious if you and me have the same gripe. I have one big gripe, and I'm wondering if we have the same one because we haven't talked about
that's
that.
why
So.
I didn't talk with you at all today. I've been talking with Jen because I like how me and you try to like kind of like hold our notes to ourselves so we can just kind of discuss it live on air. But yeah, I enjoyed the episode. I think it's a nice introduction into where we are at with Dexter / Jim. And they do a lot of like table setting. Did you get the same feeling that I got in that I almost like if you removed the Matt Caldwell stuff from the episode, I feel like I saw this episode through trailers already. You know what I mean? With setting everything up.
Who? Forgive me.
Matt Caldwell is the person Dexter kills in this episode. Spoiler alert.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. But to be fair, that part of it, I was happy they left that out, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of trailer. We've seen most of this. It was nice seeing it woven together finally. Like there's some albums out there. Linkin Park is especially known for this with their music, where like if you listen to the radio and you're like, okay, yeah, that song's okay, or that song's okay. But when you listen to the whole album itself, you're like, oh shit. Post Malone is the best example I can give for that. Beer Bongs and Bentleys. Yeah, there's some cool songs if you listen to them on their own, but if you listen to the whole album as a whole, it changes your life, right? Trailer on this, once you see them like, oh, this is what this means and this is what this means. I already saw this kind of like Harrison and stuff like that, but seeing it woven in, I guess maybe I went into it with such a virgin mind, I guess, that I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, this is how they're getting to this. This is how they're like,
right.
It didn't seem so spoily to me, I guess.
The episodes, and this is something we got like on a news dump on Friday, is that these episodes now air, they say Sunday midnight, and trying to fight. If you try to figure, I don't think anybody in the world knows what midnight
when you
means.
Messaged me on that, yeah, no, when you messaged me, you were like does this mean this? And I was like, I don't know.
So Showtime came out and said the episodes will air Sunday. Will be able live. You'll be able to stream them Sunday midnight or watch live Sundays 9 p.m. Eastern. When I saw that, I didn't know what to do because I didn't know if that meant after the episode airs live or Saturday a minute after 11:59 p.m. / Sunday 12:01 a.m. Someone on Reddit messaged Showtime and got like the actual answer that it was. The whole point of this is 12:01 Sunday. You can now watch these episodes. They put them out there first, then we watch them live. Just due to our
I logged in at like 12:02, and as soon as you hit that Showtime app, bam new
right
blood.
there.
Like they're advertising the fuck out of that. I was like, okay.
I had to mute Showtime, I think, on Twitter because I was getting so many ads for this show, and I was like, listen, Twitter, I know.
my Twitter handle is.
So if you're joining us live or if you're listening to this, just know that Saturday's midnight, like I'm doing, watching live. We talked about that already. Something else I wanted to mention too, and there has been, while we were doing season 8, it made sense to talk about any news leaks or episode titles and whatnot. there has been so much it's been 3 weeks since we did an episode. There's been so much that's been out that now that we're here, we're sticking as live as we can be. So we don't know anything besides the little teaser at the end that I don't even watch because I don't want to get spoiled anymore. And
I didn't either.
I just know episode titles. But yeah, I don't want to talk about any of the news leaks, the rumors, or anything like that. I just want to keep it to the episode.
I unfollowed Dexter Reddit actually because I got tired. I got tired of seeing all the stuff. I'll follow it again probably after this is done. But I just was like, look, I got to get in my head. Like, this sounds weird. Like, it's like this is a job. Like, we're not getting paid for this. But I was just like, I can't. Like, I can't. I could go down this rabbit hole on what this deer means or what is really going on in this. And I was just like, I'm done. I got to unfollow this. Like, I'm gonna just, yeah.
On that note, I feel like, and before we get into the actual episode, I do feel like this episode, especially with the white deer, and I'm already forgetting what the other thing I meant was, but I don't ever remember this literal metaphorical item in a Dexter episode. You know what I mean? Like
No.
just the way the episode starts. Well, actually, yeah, with it starts out. I guess with that being said, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Because I have it here. So I guess one of the first things, the most jarring things. What are you laughing at?
It's weird. It's weird. You're doing the ding and stuff like that. It's not in this.
Well,
There's no more ding.
That's a great point because. So I enjoyed the cold open, right? We start out Dexter just running, and on a rewatch,
I have so many notes on the opening. Here's my notes on the opening. Okay, sorry.
the most jarring thing is we don't get a theme song, which we didn't get in the pilot episode, and we don't get like a credit sequence. We do get like this 4-second snapshot of like everything that's going to happen in this episode, and I slowed it down, and it's like,
well, you caught the title, right? You caught the title.
Well,
right?
I caught the title on my second watch, and it's right after that. So,
okay.
So there's this opener.
I caught it on the first one.
There's this opener that we'll talk about in a second, and then they do this Dexter New Blood image, and then they do like almost 3 seconds with like, I want to say like 10 images quickly woven together, and it's just everything that's about to happen in the episode. I wouldn't be opposed if that's what happens, because you kind of you see like something and you're like, oh, I wonder what that's going to be. Then as the episode starts, Dexter, Jim is driving, and he the ice water in the road says cold snap, and Jim drives his car right through it.
Dude, it was badass.
So
it was clean. That was clean. I enjoyed it.
So it's December 7th, 2021. What go ahead with your opener. What did you have on the opener here?
Well, okay, the first thing that I thought was amazing about it, and just it lets you know right from the beginning that this is a whole new show. Like there's no like how do we start this? It's bam. Like he's running, it's there. He's got a gun. Dexter never has a gun. And it's just like, okay, like this is awesome. It's white, it's brown, it's earthy colors and stuff like that. There's no more Miami heat, there's no more Miami sun. Like it's just it's such a different show, which we knew that Miami, I didn't even say that I did that. That was nice. Like we knew we were getting into a show, and we have discussed this multiple times. Like, well, how are they going to present this into a new show? Because Miami was such a big character, and they did it from the first second that they're showing this. They're like, look, Miami's dead. Miami is no longer in existence anymore as far as this show is concerned, and we are in Alaska / New York. So here that we are. Like I really appreciated that. I thought that was really awesome that they did it that way. The whole albino deer, white deer, and stuff like that. I kind of was like, okay, this is Dexter's innocence. That's kind of how I was taking it. Now, from the beginning, I was like, well, why is he chasing this deer? Because there's always like the great white buffalo, like that you have in Native American ideology, not ideology, I'm sorry, Native American religions and stuff like that, that they have this like unattainable thing that you're going after. And I thought that was maybe going to be this deer. It was going to be something that's continuous throughout the episode. Now we know that that's unfortunately not going to happen, but then the way I kind of was viewing it my second go around, I was like, okay, this is more like his innocence. Like Dexter's chasing his innocence. He doesn't want to take it because it's something that's pure as the white snow or whatever you want to take it as. There was this, from the beginning, there was this really nice, like different way of telling the story, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And until we hit those credits, it's just like you're watching a different show. Even the way that the title placard comes in, it just like slams in, and it's just like Dexter New Blood, bam, done. No music. Like, holy, I don't know.
So I
enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I enjoyed it.
I want to save the talk of the white deer until what happens later to the actual white deer.
Okay.
But in terms of this morning of this opener, you know, I some of it is, so we're people who've talked about it, watched the trailers and whatnot, and like we kind of know, but I feel like you said, like they've never shown Dexter with a gun. You know, one time in season 2. I feel like they were trying to give off the idea that Dexter's on the run because he's running and he's huffing and puffing. And I feel like they were trying to give off that, but like a lot more in this episode, you know, they're just trying to give you those hints, you know, how many times Dexter has the butcher knife, and you just see he's going to give it to the guy, stuff like that. Also want to mention that they were playing Iggy Pop, the Passenger, like they did from the trailers. I want to leave the like I said, the white deer to the later. While there's no opening credits, you know, like theme song, whatnot, and that guy, it's so funny calling him that guy, but that guy in the chat, and I agree with him because, like we just said, the pilot episode of Dexter season 1 didn't have intro credits either.
Correct.
Now, fast forwarding just a little bit, now that Dexter is back to killing, quote unquote, I think we're gonna get like the real Dexter show next episode. So I feel like I'm with him that we're going to get a title sequence episode 2.
I'm curious.
Yeah. But I did feel like what Dexter is doing, I'm bad with the terminology, but preparing the farm, getting everything ready, chopping wood, I feel like that was his version of his morning routine. You know, instead of like shaving and flossing and getting his coffee in his arms, now he's feeding the goats, he's getting stuff out for the chicken and whatnot.
Which I'm going to nitpick this. We have talked before about how like impractical it is in this show when, like, especially when he had the kids and he's getting pancakes in the morning and they're swimming and stuff like this and all of that. He's out fishing, hunting, cutting wood, doing all of this before he goes to work. Like, I get that the farm life, the outdoor life, y'all guys are way more hardcore than I am, and I get that, but that's a lot. That's a lot to be doing before you go to work, and it's daylight out. Okay, so it's not like he's waking up at night to start this. So just saying, it's little nitpick for the episode right there. That's it.
I tell you, there's going to be a lot of stuff. As long as the episode is serviceable, I'm going to because usually we would go with, you know, probably 10 to 15 minutes on this, but because this episode, and they have a quote unquote blank slate to deal with, I overlooked this, but I was okay with it. I feel like if any, I know what you mean though.
It's just a talking point, but yeah, it was just like, come on, like, okay. And you're so perfect, Dexter, getting up and doing everything.
I remember, there was one episode in season 2 that the kids were playing, and then like Rita
swimming in the pool before they went to work.
Yeah, and then Rita's like, "All right, guys, come on, you got to get ready for school," and we were like, "What?" Like,
wait, been swimming in the pool for like 5 hours. Okay, sorry.
And Sorry. And then we get like no, we complained a lot about why did they reveal the Harrison news, the Deb news, and like
Mhm.
15, well, I think it's like 3 minutes into his morning routine, he walks into his cabin and there's Deb. So like, yep, she like they were not even gonna like play with it. That's like, yep, she's showing up right here, and we'll talk about how Deb fits into
Blew my
everything.
mind.
What, that it got there that quick?
That fast. No, like literally my next note is Deb brought in so fast.
Yeah.
Like I was blown away at how fast they brought her in. Happy, don't get me wrong, like, I'm happy, but I did not expect this.
So something about the episode that kind of leaves you wanting more is the idea of like, we have no idea how Dexter got here. We guess he's in like a good mindset, but just kind of like, has Deb been torturing him, or is like Deb being like the coach that she is, like, I'm like she said here, like, I'm really proud of you and whatnot, and we just have no idea how we got here. So there's all of that.
What, I think for 3 years, right? 3 years, I think, is what he says he's been there.
Oh,
He says
I
he's
didn't
worked
catch
for,
that.
He said something about when what's his name? I'm sorry, the guy he kills. What's his name?
Matt Caldwell.
Okay, when he comes into the store, he says something along the lines of, "Are you new here?" And he says, "Well, I've been working here." I want to say he says for 3 years. So he's been in the town a minimum of 3 years. Now, obviously, was he worked there that entire time he's lived there? I don't know, but he's been there for at least 3 years. I think that's what he said. I could be wrong. But I think he says something along those.
Yeah, I didn't even for some reason, whatever, I just went over. I just assume he's been here since 10 years ago, but yeah, who knows? And I guess we'll find out as time goes on. And like we discussed, Jim drives into town, gets pulled over. Drives over the episode's title, which is Cold Snap, and I completely missed it on first watch. So, not to harp on too much of the episode, but like we saw in the trailers, he gets pulled over, and you quickly find out it's his girlfriend, who's the chief of the police of Iron Lake, the fictitious town that we're in.
Real fast.
Angela Bishop, and then we kind of got like the same intros, teasers we got from the leading up to this show. Jimbo, what's up? And I'm sorry. Right before this, we see this, kind of toying with us, the idea that like we see this this man is chopping up this pig carcass, and he has the what do you call that? A cleaver, I guess you want to call that.
Butcher knife, yeah, I think it is cleaver. Yeah, I think it's cleaver.
I only know that because of Sopranos. And Dexter's bringing donuts into work, so we get that little thing. There's a lot of little tiny callbacks, but one that I caught on first watching, and I thought I was like so slick and like thinking I was the only one who caught this, and it's already been talked about in the chat, and I saw it on Reddit too. See, I wonder if you even caught this when Dexter says he's Switzerland.
No.
So
I caught he said that, and I was like, okay.
So I'm gonna play the sound clip here because let me do a full disclosure here. The reason why I know this is because in season 2, Lila and Deb are fighting in Dexter's apartment, and I'm gonna play the clip here. But they're fighting, and then one of them goes to Dexter like, Dexter, what's your take here? And Dexter's like, sorry, my camera. Switzerland. And I never knew what that meant. What that means is obviously is that you're neutral. You have no dog in the fight. So I'm going to play the clip here back to back.
Whatever, fool. Again, Dex. Thanks for sticking up for me.
Switzerland.
And I'm out of here.
Who names a dog after a cat?
Evidently Brian does.
I think this pup looks more like a grommet, don't you?
On this one, I think I'm basically Switzerland.
Smart man.
So there's so many things.
That's interesting.
There's so many things. Like there's so many obvious callbacks to stuff like that. I have them written down here. If you want to, I wonder how many you caught.
I caught quite a bit. For some reason, the one that and I think this is what's funny about this show, and especially with this new show, is catching these little ones. Because the one that caught me was when he twirls in the chair. When he sits down and he first opens up, he twirls in the chair, and he used to always do that in the lab.
Yeah.
And I have that in my notes. It's like he's twirling in his chair,
and that's
so it's like these random little ones.
But that's like what they're like. You could say the butcher part where the guy is butcher. Like, see, there's so many things that like it could be called back to Dexter. See, like I was going back and thinking. Because in the trailer they say he goes, "Hi Becca, hi Scott, hey Zach," and we talked about this before, but those are 3 names from Zach from season 8, Becca was Trinity's daughter's name, and Scott was one of the victims from Trinity. But like, you have a show for 8 seasons, you're gonna run out of names at some point. So it's like
Exactly.
either or. But the Switzerland thing is a pretty obvious one.
Yeah. Yeah.
His husband name was Brian. I don't know if you want to equate that to the ice truck killer, but it's there. If when they're doing the line dancing, I'm skipping all over the place here, but when they're doing the line dancing, that woman's wearing the prosthetics. Like,
see, and I even was like, oh, that in my head, I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, they have somebody with prosthetics. I was like, you don't see that in shows very often. And in my head, I even said, I was like, I mean, well, they did in Dexter, they had it in the first season. I didn't connect that they were trying. Oh my God.
There's so much stuff. Cause there's so much stuff though you could say like connects and whatnot, but like,
it's like when he answers the phone whenever she calls. Did you catch that?
Hey, you. Yeah.
Hey, you.
Yeah.
And that we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later because I have some notes on that.
When Dexter is talking with Deb, he's doing his breakfast routine and he adds the hot sauce to the ham. Like that's a callback to the intro. And the obvious one when he screams at Matt Caldwell before he kills him. He doesn't say "Open your eyes and look at what you did." Tell me what you did. Is the same way in the pilot. Yeah. He goes, "Open your eyes and look at what you did." And then the other one,
doesn't he say something like today's the day or tonight's the night? He says something like that when he wraps him up. Right?
I have that sound clip that I want to talk about once we get there. But yeah,
okay.
But yes, an obvious callback. Tonight's the night. It's probably the most Dexter thing after like Hello Dexter Morgan, and we get that too.
Yeah.
And then the last one I had, and again, you have 8 seasons, you have 96 episodes of the Dexter Morgan character. Are these callbacks or are these just obvious whatevers? But also like when he's dancing, we always saw Dexter as like an awkward person, and then season 6, first episode when he's dancing, just all this little stuff is if you tie it all together. So we meet this Matt Caldwell, who, and I had to look this up because I must have missed it if they said it, that he is, well, we know he's the son of Kurt Caldwell, but Kurt Caldwell is by Google it says the unofficial mayor of this Iron Lake. So apparently just a very popular guy. Oh, that's what's his name? You know what his name is,
okay.
Right? The actor playing him
from it's what's his name? He's from Shawshank Redemption and Highlander. He was the Grugan. What is it? Not the Grugan. What is it? Oh my God!
I had his name.
Highlander. I can't remember.
If he was in this episode, I would have known
He's
him.
basically he's
Clancy
the
Brown.
bad guy
Clancy
in
Brown.
every movie. Clancy Brown.
He's the son, and if you watch the teaser, I saw that he's in it, and obviously that's his son who Dexter ends up killing. Teasing my one gripe with the episode, we could already see that this guy's like just a complete asshole. Like, who wouldn't want to kill this guy? Yeah. And
yeah, he's
yeah,
piece of shit. I mean, that's all. He's a piece of shit. Like, that's it.
But for now, we'll see that there's a hold from the FBI of him wanting to buy a gun, and we'll talk about that more. If I'm something I like that they fixed here, and it's something I talked about ever since I did the 6 Feet Under podcast, where you have a cast of, let's say, like 10 characters, and that one character happens to walk into the one cafe in town, and that other character is also in the same cafe. So it's like, man, how in like 6 Feet Under or Dexter, you have Miami, which is a huge, dense city. What's the chances you're walking into the same anywhere that and like, oh look, there's Batista. You know, here when they do the shot of the town, and they all and it's kind of like one of the first lines of Dexter speaking to people in public. Like, hey, how did you know that? Oh, it's a small town. And you see that overhead shot of the town. It's a small... It looks like
town.
it takes you 15 minutes to walk from one side to the other.
Yeah.
And, like, it seems like there's one bar, the Iron Lake Tavern. And that's where everyone goes, you know.
This is a Stephen... When I was watching this, the thing that popped in my head, this is a Stephen King town if
Absolutely.
I've ever, like, seen one.
Absolutely.
That is that's what this reminded me of.
It
like,
is
perfect,
it is Massachusetts.
Perfect,
like, and that's where he does all his stuff out of, right? Isn't that where he's from? Yeah.
It's bigger. It's Maryland, Maine. Sorry, Maine. He does everything in Maine. Yeah.
But I like that they fixed the TV trope. Oh, I don't know if they say fix, but they have the TV trope of like, well, how does everyone know each other and all the names are go together? It's like, well, they kind of set it up that like, bang, this is a small town. It's visually a small town, and like that's why everyone knows each other. So I like that because in this when they go line dancing. Have you ever gone line dancing? Is line dancing a thing, or is this just dancing?
No, it's kind of a thing. I mean,
like line dancing
Texas,
like
at
this,
least.
where they're just set up in a line.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oh,
we do. I'm not that good at it, but no, it goes on here. Yeah.
But like here, we like almost everyone we've already met is all in the same. They're all at this bar now. So I just like that it's all. There's a reason why everything is connected. Something that we'll talk about probably next episode, but I think they're just dropping a teaser here. We see this girl at the bar, and Angela Bishop is next to her, and looks like she's just kind of traveling through town. I'm assuming she's gonna come up missing because we get that little teaser too of at the police station. She says, you can't if there's no body, you can't get no money, you can't start no case, and there's about like 4 or 5 girls missing. I don't really have anything to discuss on that because I'm not gonna go into predictions and whatnot unless you have any. But yeah, just setting up for next episode.
100%. They're setting up for some other stuff that's going to come. Probably, and more than likely, it's next episode.
When they're line dancing, and I was having this conversation with Jen this morning, and I wanted to see if you have a thought on this. I feel like we kind of don't know exactly what Dexter / Jim's mindset is, but I'm of the belief he's happy. I don't know how much he's faking. But more to the point, I feel like he really likes Angela. Like he is like, I don't think he's faking it because even like you see like when like she got like a phone call or the text that her daughters were having a party, and he was kind of like, oh, and he's kind of like, oh, can't you put your phone away? Let's not talk work. I don't think I've ever seen that emotion from Dexter. And like I know it's one episode. I feel like he likes her more than like he liked Rita and Lila and Hannah and whatnot. I just felt it more, and I don't know if that's writing or the setup or anything, but
yeah, because with Rita, the reason him and Rita originally started dating was for a cover, and he doesn't need a cover here because he's not out killing people.
That's a good point.
The fact that he is dating the chief of police, I was like, what we were talking about on with Aaron's podcast, like, we were like, oh, well, that's how he has his in. He has to know all this stuff. And I was like, and I was a part of that. I was like, yeah, that's why he's dating. He's dating her. But watching this, I was like, well, wait, he's dating her, but he hasn't killed anybody. And he says in 10 years or something like that. And I was like, so why would he be like, unless he was dating her because he just absolutely has to know what all the gossip and stuff. But I don't think he does. I don't think he cares about the gossip. He doesn't care about what's happening behind the scenes. I actually like what you're saying. I legitimately think he likes her. Like he has a thing. Like he has a thing for her, obviously.
Yeah, and
he's happy.
Yeah, like I think, and like they're saying in the chat, like I think the cop access is a bonus. I would love to see.
It's a bonus.
But I would love to see if in the next few episodes that gets brought into it. because like I said, we're one episode, we're X amount of minutes dedicated to this, and I wonder how much of that has to do with it. But where we stand right now, first episode ended, I feel like he likes her more than almost anyone he's ever liked this entire show run.
Easily. Easily.
I don't know. This is just stuff you have to mention this way when we come back to it later. There's some kind of climate change protest at this Iron Lake Tavern.
Yeah, it's really that there's a oil company meeting there for some reason, even though this is a town of like 15 people, which I didn't quite understand.
It's yeah. Well, he's held. So I replayed it just to make sure I have the details so I'd understand.
Okay.
Part of the tough part about doing this live is like all these details, you don't know what really matters and what doesn't. So you just kind of have to like make sure you know everything. So I got the names here. It was Edward Olson, a petro billionaire, and he's holding a board meeting here.
Mm-hmm.
And the one takeaway we find here is Angela's daughter is here.
Yeah, she's the one. She's protesting.
Audrey,
with the group, right?
Audrey, I believe is her name.
Audrey.
So we see her here. I think this is the second time already that we're getting a little bit of a mysterious figure stalking Dexter. I'm glad it wasn't the episode ender, but we know, and we'll talk about it in a second. We know that that's Harrison, right? You knew it immediately, right? Like even when he stepped off the truck, or no?
Oh yeah. As soon as he was
Yeah.
coming out, I was like, oh, okay, that's Harrison. Yeah.
So Matt's FBI hold clears, and Jim has to deliver this $9,000 rifle to his house.
I could go.
Go ahead. What?
Because I'm a gun guy, I could go so much on this stuff. Like, I'm just like everything about like this portion of it. I was like, I chose to look. As you said, follow the code. I chose to follow the code.
I'm
on this portion
assuming.
of it.
I'm assuming whatever gripes you have with it. I'm assuming, Fred's Fish and Tackle and Bait and Company is also following the code because they're getting paid nine grand for this, and it's the son of whatever's Kurt
okay,
Caldwell's
so
mayor of the town.
Well, an FBI hold isn't that unusual. It's really not. I mean, I work, like I said, I worked in the gun industry for quite a while, sold guns for years, like legally sold guns for years and stuff like that. It happens. FBI holds can come back because all kinds of random things. I've had friends that just because they have bought multiple because even collectible firearms, depending on how you purchase them, you may have to go through an FBI hold or an FBI background check, NCIC, TCIC, NICB circs. So they may or may not have he may have purchased multiple guns, and they can come back and be like, we need to put a hold on this person because of that. There's multiple reasons. That alone isn't that weird. $9,000 for an AR-15. I was like, what the fuck are you paying for? The highest end AR-15s that I can really think of that you, especially for hunting, which nobody uses an AR-15 really for hunting, but you're talking like $3,000. So I was like, hold on, what is all of this? Plus, this takes place in New York. That AR-15 is not New York compliant, by the way. You could go into that detail. There was a lot. I was like watching this, and my gun brain, I was just like, this is so bad. There's a lot going in on this, but yeah.
I didn't. I don't know anything about the guns. I just. Was this your gripe with the episode?
No. My gripe of the episode is actually with Harrison.
Okay.
A portion of Harrison, but we'll get into that. Yeah.
My one gripe with this episode, and it's sort of on hold because we have to see how the season plays out, is as Jim is delivering this gun to Matt, they're trying to go bring it to Jim. Tries to bring the gun to him, and Matt's in the bone zone with I think it's Becca that we end up finding out who it is. That's how Dexter knows her. Jim knows her. And Bill, Matt's friend,
which is his girlfriend or something like that, right?
He said he brought her there. I don't necessarily know that they were girlfriends.
Okay.
But he does end up saying...
That's still a bullshit move, but yeah.
He does end up saying that like he ends up sleeping with all of his girlfriends. But we get this big monologue dump and he does a line of coke in the bathroom, and then we just get this big monologue dump that like there's no ambiguity of whether or not Matt is guilty. Like this random stranger just going to random Jim, telling him the truth about everything. And maybe we'll find out that he's lying. Like maybe he had some ulterior motives and he has the story differently. And maybe Dexter got lied to. Like he didn't, everything. This was the only time I was like, why would this random stranger say this all to Jim? But fair enough. Dexter can't go and do his research like he used to, because there was a moment when they're in the police station earlier in the episode, and I think it's Logan is talking about it and how Dexter just gets visibly, I don't want to talk about this, can we change the topic? And he brings up like a stop sign in the street. I just feel like if you almost like an alcoholic, like you don't want to be around alcohol too much because it's going to have some triggers for you,
right?
It just made me like, like this was the one moment where I was like, everything's going good, and then we just get this big monologue. And it's something that always bothers me with shows. We're told all of this about the boat, so it's just hard to like keep a track. Like, all right, so what happened? I didn't fully understand everything, and maybe I'm just a bad television watcher, but I didn't get everything until the second time around, understanding what happened.
You have more than I still don't fully understand it, other than the boat apparently yielded and he still ran into the boat. But I'm like, he's still seriously injured himself and he could have possibly died. I was like, so what was the purpose of this other than he was throwing a hissy fit because he's a rich little bitch?
Yeah.
Like,
I think you have it. I think the way it was that they were playing chicken with boats, and the guy yielded. Matt didn't give up, ended up killing people, and this guy Bill had to cover up for him, and he gets paid $2,000 a week or a month.
I think
a week. Because I think it's a week, because I was like, damn, he's getting paid $52,000 just to live. I mean, you have to live with this conscience on your mind.
Very true.
But just a big monologue dump, and like for me, and I just had to watch twice to fully get it. But Matt very quickly does a good job of showing he's unworthy of this gun, and the first time around, I really did think Dexter hit him with the butt of the gun. I was like, oh shit! I was like, it's happening here, and really quick we find out that it's not. But then here it leads to. I wonder if why we got so much Harrison in the trailers was just like, we were both surprised at how quick they showed Deb. I would have bet money, and I think I even said it on this podcast. You could probably clip me on an episode. I said I bet the first episode would have ended with Harrison showing up, and I was like, that's so dumb because we know already. But no, it's part of the plot of this episode that he's here.
It's like 30 minutes into it, if I remember right.
Right.
It's like in the middle of it.
I really thought it was going to be at the end. And I love, kind of like I was saying, I may have been talking off air before you got here. I love that Deb holds him accountable, being like, everyone you stay, like everyone that you keep always ends up dying. Don't do this. And
yeah,
we'll talk about it. And I'm assuming we'll find out. But how in God's green earth did Harrison find Dexter?
That's my complaint right there. That is my complaint for this episode.
Everything, all my gripes and all my stuff I want to pounce on the episode, I feel like we have to withhold judgment because I feel like they'll answer that in the coming episodes. And if we don't,
and hopefully they do.
Right. And if they don't, then we riot. But I was waiting for that question to be like, "Hey, how did you find me?" But like, that's not what we were supposed to.
How is that not Dexter's first question?
Right.
It was just like,
right.
like Harrison, how did you find me? How are you here?
Mm-hmm.
Because for Harrison, who is 16 or whatever at this time period, we know that the Dexter universe is off on their times. Nobody else has been able to find him, but
Right.
Harrison can.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me. But maybe it'll answer it. So that's why I'm like, okay, it's a minor complaint. I'm
Yeah.
not going to ruin the episode on it, because of that.
I was waiting for that question and answer to come, but I was like, you know what? This is after watching the episode and thinking about it. How was not being answered this episode, or for anything? How did Dexter get here? Why did he choose here? I think we kind of know why he chose there, but all of that will get answered later. This was more to set up how he's doing, what he's doing, and that stuff there.
Okay.
That's literally my next note. And this dream sequence with Dexter ice fishing and then Deb pulling him out. That
Holy shit.
Well, that's scary. Scared you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually got me.
Yeah.
Like when she came out of the water, I was like, okay. When he was first pulling up, I was like, okay, something's gonna come out. I was like, I already get it. Something's gonna come out. I don't know what. And when it was her, I was like, oh look, she's in her hospital gowns. But then when like the whatever behind her is pulling her in, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like that's what got me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I watched it again. It's like this, like, I don't even know how to describe it. This guy's like dressed in all black, but it's like he has like gooey stuff on him. It got me.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's good. Like it's a really weird scene, but I like it. Like it's good.
Some of this shit in the chat is so funny.
Damn
Harrison.
it, I don't have the chat up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just someone says Harrison works for the CIA.
Probably does.
So we're at the white deer scene. Dexter is trying to kill it, but every time he kind of like stops and he finally gets close to it, to touch and pet the deer, and just as peaceful and serene as the scene is, it 100% 180s on it, and the deer is shot.
I knew this was gonna happen though.
The deer was
I
going to
knew
get
it.
shot.
Once, not from the beginning, I didn't know that. When he's going in and he's got his hand out, like your background right there, I was like, oh, that fucker's gonna shoot this deer. I was like, I already know it. Yeah, that. I was like, this fucker's gonna shoot this deer. I already know it. Like, it's
So
gonna happen.
let's have a discussion, because I think this is the point of this is the turning point of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
You think the deer stands for?
Dexter's innocence.
I think we're on the same. We're in the same book. We're on different pages. I take this as his 10 years of sobriety from killing. So I think we kind of mean the same thing.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I mean.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Okay, you're using fancy college words, and I'm over here using high school level. I am sorry.
Listen,
but-
only one of us here knows what 9 times 7 is. All right, let me have the big words.
63, bitch.
Oh, nice.
It only took me half the episode to figure that out. But
You know what's funny? Almost every time I think I ask that same question, because it's
I know. I should know it's a
know.
63.
You should
Like,
know
that should be
by
my
so as soon as I have this as and that's why Dexter like wants to kill it, quote unquote, but it's his. Yes, he doesn't want to kill, but he kind of wants to kill, and that's why he's running after it. When this happens,
chasing the dragon or whatever they call that.
Right.
Yeah.
When this happens, we find out it's Matt. And Matt shows up, and we get it like we've been talking. It's not the show is missing something, but it wasn't in a bad way. There just didn't feel like Dexter New Blood, and that's okay, because this isn't Dexter in Miami. This isn't season 9. We've had so many conversations. This is a new. This is another chapter in the Dexter Morgan saga, but it is not season 9. And it's at this moment, after it happens, we finally get it. What probably was been missing the whole time.
It's been a long time.
The spit is actually something I was like, oh, that's new.
That was weird. I'm not gonna lie. When he did that, I was just like, that's I have a lot of notes on this kill scene. Like, yeah, it was badass. This is badass.
This is
scary.
This is when, and season 8 was so bad, and season 7 just had this over. It was Dexter. It just we were dealing with other stuff. This is definitely call back to seasons 1 through 3, even maybe season 4. Just like the conversation with him on the table, and yes, it's that hook again of like why we liked Dexter to begin with.
Well, like you said the sound, the sound with the guy that you still, I don't know if you still had that whatever season that was. As bad as that was with Colin Hanks, but as bad as that was, that whole thing was kind of like Dexter going like crazy and stuff. He was doing that in this a little bit, and it was like, dude, this is kind of scary though. Like this is good.
I have it as controlled crazy. I have it as like he's lost it, but he's contained. Like he's finally letting it out.
What does it even says at one point when the guy says something along the lines of you're gonna get caught, and he says something like just his response is, again, it hasn't happened. Like
yeah,
yeah. Oh, what is the words he says?
What are your serial? That wouldn't be the first time that happened. Like, what are you gonna kill me?
That's it. Yeah. That wouldn't be the first time this happened. He's like, well, what are you, a serial killer? Again, not the first time or something. The way he answers, oh my God, it was good. Like this scene is just so good.
And in the trailers, we got this scene where we know that it's Matt, and he kind of swings the knife at him, and Dexter's like, oh, well, what, easy there. And he's like, what's the matter? He's like, oh, I just kind of have a thing with blood. But the way he does the knife, he goes, oh, right. And then when Dexter does it back, I just love this sound. It's great. In the chat when he says you're crazy, and then like Dexter's like, that's debatable. He says like, I used to be a serial killer. Like, no, I am a serial killer. It just all kind of comes rushing back.
And the other things where it's like, dude, you are kind of crazy, but it's like I said, I'm going to call this scene badass as many times as I can, because that's what it is. When he takes out that glass and he knocks it out with that hatchet or whatever, and he cuts his thing, he cuts the guy's the cheek, and he does all of that. And it's like, dude, these aren't even slides. Like, you're addicted to even doing this whole thing. I was like, holy shit.
I think that's what it was. It's routine. Like, it didn't even matter what it was.
I don't know what it was. It's awesome. Dude, it's so good.
It just felt, it was like reinvigorating to get like a good Dexter kill. And I think, and we'll talk about it in a second, but I think this conversation he has with him is what pushes Dexter to go get Harrison.
Should have let him go.
With everything that's happening in this episode, right? We've talked about all of the callbacks, with Deb here and the donuts. I enjoy this scene. I enjoyed this episode. Part of what the Dexter as a show was doing was also, if you know what I'm saying, like playing the hits. Like the way a band will, I forget what band it is, but I know, like, they start with their opener, and they start with their number one hit, and they end with their number one hit. Like, 'cause they just want it like so bad. Just like, I'm just thinking of a 90s one hit wonder band. But after Dexter does the kill, I feel like Showtime is doing the same thing, and they are allowed it because they are doing something that I don't know many TV shows have come back. We maybe have had this conversation, but in this day and age, I guess there's been movies done and whatnot, but I like I said, playing the hits, and I want to play the sound clip here because they do it right back to back.
Tonight's the night. Hello, Dexter Morgan.
So they know we know what they're doing. Hey, Dexter, and like that's the moment of everything. I'm like, well, you know, when I read some stuff on social media.
I didn't catch that he did that back to back like that. I actually did. I remember that in my head, like watching it. I didn't catch that that's what it was. Holy shit! I was just so like amazed that when he said like tonight's the night, and I was like, oh, awesome. That's cool.
Tonight's the night. That's what everyone knows. And then I think the number 2 sound clip that everyone knows is "Hello, Dexter Morgan." I don't even know what third is. I don't even know.
Pardon my tits.
It honestly might be like if you were able to vote. Honestly, it might be "Pardon my tits." That's great. You know what? You're right.
I think it might. I'm not even joking. I think it might be "Pardon my tits" because that one's brought up a lot in
it is.
Dexter
and
Reddit stuff.
English titty vampire. You know what? Let me say something here, and it's something. This is why I like having the chat because they say stuff sometimes that like I thought I was thinking, but I read it and I'm like, oh, that's right. I agree with that. Like that guy said in the chat, like, well, allow it for this episode, but it would get annoying if they continue doing it all over the season. I don't want callbacks every single episode. Oh, you know what I mean?
This one is it. If they do it next episode, I'm ripping this show. If they do it next episode, I'm done. No, I'm ripping.
You can have like it just can't be. We'll talk about it. I don't want to talk about episode 2. And we don't know anything.
Remember when this happened? Ooh, remember this? Yeah, no.
Roxanne, we're still here. Join us. We're talking about the ending now, though. Roxanne finally watched. So Dexter, Dexter makes Dexter go get Harrison. I want to play the ending voiceover that he does because it kind of gives us a little bit into his mindset.
My father protected me, taught me, kept me alive. And that's exactly what I'm going to do for my son.
The first thing that came to my mind was, well, why wouldn't you do that for the past 10 years? But we're allowed, right? We're in a new stage here.
You know what I wish he had said? When I was watching this and he comes up and Harrison says, I thought you didn't know me. You know what I wish he had said? I don't know you. Like something along those lines because he didn't raise him. No, but to be fair, I was actually waiting for that line. I was like, that would actually open up for a whole new thing too. Like, oh, well, let me raise my son and stuff like that. But yeah.
So it's
that's me writing. That's me writing the show. So writers, you can reach me at Colton at Digging Dexter.
It's doing the first episode like this. A lot of it is going to go on the back burner because we don't know what Harrison. We somewhat know what Jim/Dexter's mindset is, but we have no idea what Harrison's is. Why is he there? I think Harrison is going to end up being a big character this season. But
I haven't figured out yet in my head if I think he is or not. I honestly haven't.
If I told you what the
I assume he is, but
if I told you what the
I haven't.
If I told you what the 10th episode title is, and this is why I have to stop reading this, you would be like, yeah, he's in it till episode 10. And I could do it right here and everyone can just fast forward.
Nope. I don't want to know it.
The episode's called Harrison Kills Dexter. All right, so
damn it. Saw it coming. Biblical.
And and then we get this, and it just reading social media, it looks like this ending shot was somewhat controversial in terms of were they intending to make it look like Dexter left Matt's blood behind and he's getting sloppy?
I actually was going to ask that on this. I didn't understand that. Is that what it's supposed to be, or is it supposed to be something else?
I took it as, and I was surprised when I read as many people confused, which then made me go back and rethink what I think. I took it as that is Dexter's perfect life, perfect white snow is now going to have some stains on it. And this is one of his stains coming back. I can now see how, because then I watched the teaser. I didn't watch the teaser until did you watch the little teaser at the end of the episode?
No, I didn't. I actually
I didn't until my second rewatch, and that's when I was like, you know what? I'm looking at this in a different light now. Basically, I mean, I don't think I'm spoiling anything for you here. There's going to be an investigation into Matt, right?
Yeah. Oh well, yeah.
And so when you see the
100%,
the
like,
blood,
why would there not be?
Right, and the blood that's left over could have something to do with that. So I could see on second watching the teaser how you connect the two. I'm gonna stand with my thought that this is just like Dexter's perfect cover of snow of his life is just going to be, metaphorically speaking. But I'm already seeing in the chat.
What is that? Boardwalk Empire, Muddy Footprints, essentially. Like, is kind of what you're going with on that.
Yeah, basically. But I'm seeing it.
I mean, no, I'm not trying to bring in mine, but I'm just saying, like, that's kind of the metaphor. You're like, it's like an in your face kind of in your face metaphor. Like the perfect white is being splattered with.
Yes, that's where
being dirty.
That's what I'm going with. But I'm seeing in the chat already. Other people are saying that, like, yeah, it comes into play next week. So I'm wrong. It looks like, yeah.
They've all watched it. Have they all watched it? Everyone on here has already watched it. I need to get on to that. That WimeWire that everybody's been downloading this episode. WimeWire.
And that wraps up our. Oh shit! Sorry, I actually didn't mean to play that. That wraps up the first episode. Anything else that we would like to add here? I think there's like a lot to talk about, but you have to put so much on hold.
Yeah. My biggest thing I wanted to actually talk about really quick.
Yeah.
Really, and it won't take long because she's not in it that much, but is Deb is a better Harry. Like, she is. Like, granted, she's not like we're not seeing her get to the full potential that we're assuming Harry obviously or no. Colton, calm down. We're not seeing the full potential of like what Harry was in the original show. But one of the things that I liked about this from the beginning when they're showing Deb is it wasn't is this a flashback of Deb or is this his imagination? You knew like this is quote unquote ghost Deb because she's like walking towards him from one angle and he walks past and then she comes by again from a completely impossible angle. And something about the way that they presented her and then she's like laying on the table and she's got her arm like around him and stuff like that.
And then she's not.
And then she's not. I was like, this is so good. Like they're really messing with this. Is Dexter going crazy? Is he not going crazy? Is this Harry? Is this not new Harry? However you want to interpret it. But her even coming out when it's like whenever Harrison's there and then she's telling him that he needs to make him leave. I really liked her in this. Jennifer Carpenter, again, from last season, she was like the saving grace of last season. Again, in this one, even though she's not in it that much, the moment she is in it, she's extremely good. Like, she looks almost the same, which that can be done with, makeup and CGI and things like that. But like everything about it, I was like, this is great. Like, her is this weird little not saving grace because the show itself this episode is so good, but it was this nice addition that we all knew was going to happen. And I still liked it. I wasn't like, oh, really? This is how they're going to do it. I don't know. It was my thing I wanted to put out there. I loved her portion in this.
So on that point, like I said, there's been a lot of news dumps and interviews, and I didn't want to go through all of them one by one. But one of them that I saw was Clyde Phillips, the showrunner from seasons 1 through 4. Then he hopped off. there was a story going around, and the headline was Dexter lost its way after season 4.
Mm-hmm.
And here, with what you're saying about Deb, when she's like, get Harrison the fuck away from you, you make everything worse. And the urgency in her acting, to your point, like her acting of like Dokes, LaGuerta, Rita, don't fucking do this. I think, and I'm tying the 2 points together of Clyde Phillips and Deb, is that they are not. I've complained about it since episode 1 of Dexter. I feel like they're not gonna let Dexter be no consequences.
Yes.
And this is Deb, and this is Deb playing that role of like, no. Even Dexter says, like, Deb's like, hey, what are you doing? And Dexter's like ignoring you. And we've already seen there's scenes from the trailers that we have not seen yet where Deb is like, what are you doing? You're making the same mistakes again. So yes, I'm with you. It is something that, like, again, I'm repeating this for the 18th time here. We're gonna see more of it, and hopefully it's as good as it has been. But like, I'm gonna package that everything she does and says until I get more explanation later. But
yeah, fair enough.
I'm with you 100%. It's a great point. Like, she really is. She's like the low key MVP of this episode without realizing it, because she doesn't play a big part, but she is actually pretty critical to like, and like Dexter's thinking one thing, but Deb is there to kind of snatch him back to it. So yeah, I agree with that. Sorry, I'm just reading in the chat here. This episode kind of confirms something. The ghost things aren't a dark passenger. The inner monologue is. That's a great point. It wasn't until he always saw Deb. That didn't go away, but it wasn't until he killed that the inner monologue came back. So like this whole thing, it's all connected. Yeah, because he talks to himself. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. There's a lot of stuff here. Roxanne hated the smart doorbell. What part is that? Is that with the daughter? Hated Deb's Loch Ness monster. Hated the animatronic deer. I kind of like that deer. That deer was beefy. That deer was big.
I'm not going to do too much on it because you know what? That deer CGI is better than the cell phone CGI in the original series. So I'll take it where I can get it. And it's better than that hurricane CGI.
The FBI hold computer screen, I was like, damn, they definitely got some budget for this TV show, because it did not look terrible.
Also, by the way, you don't do that. You don't do that on the computer. You actually call in to do all that, by the way, as well. So just a little thing that looking past that, because calling in, it's not visual, But yeah.
So next week we will be back to discuss episode 2 of New Blood. And that episode is titled Storm of Fuck. One more thing I wanted to bring up, completely stolen from a comment somewhere that I can't give anyone credit. In the line dancing scene, do you know the song that's playing? The da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Heart of Broken Glass,
actually,
Blondie.
Oh, no.
So it's Blondie.
I mean, I maybe do. I maybe do.
You probably
no. I off the top of my head.
You probably know it. And again, this is not me. This is me reading something, and I should have clipped it so I can give proper credit. It probably was on Reddit, but it may have been on Twitter. That there's a Blondie song playing, and if you know Blondie's real name, it's Deborah Harry. Do we want to make the connection of Deb and Harry? I don't know, but I found that pretty creative, because when the song plays, you're like, why are they choosing this song? And
was Deb in that scene? Deb wasn't in that scene, was she?
No, that's when they're line dancing. That's what they walk into.
Right, I didn't know. Like in the background, you know how Ghost Harry would show up randomly. Dexter may be taking a shit, and Ghost Harry's there talking to him.
Maybe I could play it really.
Know.
I could play it maybe really quick, because you know the song Heart of Glass. It's called. I just don't know if it's gonna load in time. But I found that a pretty creative way, if they are doing the if that was intentional. This is the song. This is called "Listening Live" with Victor and
yeah, I know
Colton.
this one, yeah.
All right, everybody, let's go line dancing. You know this song.
I know the words to this song.
We will talk to you next week.
Colton runs the classics.
Oh my god, that's funny. What a great way to end that episode. Yeah,
That was actually a really good.
I took that from I have to try and find where I found that from, but yeah, credit. Oh, that was the
clever.
other thing.
If that's really what they did, that's super clever.
That's the other thing I wanted to show. They were showing Dexter's shoes, and then they show Harrison's shoes when he gets out of the thing. I have to go pee real quick, but I will be right back. Yeah, I'm just letting everything upload. I could stay in chat for. There was a lot of good stuff in the chat. I just didn't get to everything. But thank you all for joining us. This was cool. This is something I didn't expect with Roxanne. Roxanne, you're not wrong. We said like a million times we're gonna do jump on Sunday after the episode, and then we were gonna record Monday. When we found out this episode airs at midnight on Saturdays, we said screw it. We'll have enough time to watch/rewatch the episode, and we're gonna come Sunday night. So you're not wrong in thinking it was Monday, and I apologize. I made a few posts about it, but yeah, you were not wrong in thinking it was Monday. It was always Monday, but then once everything changed, it kind of helped us out.
It changed us. Yeah.
Yeah, it helps me out so much because I have long ass Mondays, and I don't know how I was going to do it, but if this ends up working out with you, as long as your computer works next time,
It'll 100% be better next time, I promise. I will be on time. I will be early. Sir, I will be early next time to make up for this. So
what time are you going to stream? Ed, what do you mean? Because we're the plan is to be 10 p.m. Eastern. What time zone are you in, Colton? Central?
I'm in Central.
Okay, so it's 10 p.m.
Texas time
Eastern,
zone.
9 p.m. Central. Yes, Roxanne. Sunday, what time? What time does the show air for you, Roxanne? And do you know that they air at midnight at your time? So, because the idea is we want to wait till at least everyone definitely watch the episode and then stream at
Roxanne's
10.
in California, isn't she?
Yeah.
Isn't it always something weird? Like it's like 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Like they change it a little bit because if they don't,
So
it's like so out of whack over there.
So yeah, Roxanne, because if we didn't have streaming, the episodes always air at 9 p.m. But does that mean they air at 6 p.m. there, or do they hold it on? Or do they hold on to it? Because I always just thought West Coast always had to avoid spoilers because they had to wait a few hours. Roxanne keeps saying yes, but I'm not sure what she's saying yes to because we talk too much. I'm gonna download these clips. Did I download it already? No, I didn't. Let me. Colton's named this episode "Dead Deer Face." Let me download these, and I will be right back.
There you go.
Be right back. 1 second, guys.
Oh, it's 9. Oh, so the airs 9 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific. Got it. I'm trying to pull up the live chat, everybody. So if anybody else is watching this, this is horrible, and I'm so sorry. Oh, Jenna, I see that. Sorry about the Astros. Yeah, it was still a good series. I was glad that it wasn't a blowout one way or the other. So, you know, sucks that we lost at home, but that was a great series. I don't know, Roxanne. I mean, so you didn't stream it. Okay, I may be reading this stuff wrong then. So I thought I had just read on their site that they were saying that it was 9 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific. So I don't know then.
Yeah, Roxanne,
I don't know when they're airing.
I'm 99% positive it's whatever 12 o'clock your time is when they go live on the Showtime app. I'm assuming if you just watched it, you have the Showtime app because you have a subscription to Showtime. There. Are all my episodes downloaded? They're all downloaded. They're okay. Oh, yeah, the Astros lost. Jen's talking smack about you.
I know. I already answered back. It was a good series. It was a good series. Hey, Atlanta wanted it way more, and they earned it. It's like I can probably be on for a couple minutes more. And
No,
then I get off. So
I'm actually got to get off now because I got to edit this, and I have a crazy Monday. After this, I'll be able to stay on a little bit longer, but I'm basically with the baby all day from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. So
good times.
Just gonna wake the baby up and just go.
Have a knife. Get up. Daddy.
Oh my God, my son's gonna find me 18 years later. Dad,
I watched that YouTube. You dick.
I hope you find who you're looking for. All right. Let's do this again next week. Hopefully, again, it comes out at midnight. And yes, I'm going to edit and then going to bed. So
awesome.
Thank you, Colton. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Roxanne. Thank you, that guy. I don't know who that guy is, but it could even be a female for all we know. But
they're amazing.
It's great. Great comments, and it's always like, so that guy said. It's just like, It just fits so well. Oh, God.
I always wish I had a cool username like that. I don't know. Big C Willie D's the closest I have as a good username, and it's not bad, but
I have nothing. Slick Vic.
Yours is your yeah.
Slick Vic and VMR. Yeah, who knows? All right, everyone. We'll talk next week. Yeah, let's do it again next week.
Sounds good. See y'all then.
Later.